she has I guess we'll talk about it later. Hello, everybody. Welcome to an all new episode of the DTI Takeover show here on Total Entertainment Radio. I am your girl, Miss Kayla. So y'all know I like to spotlight, shine light, and give other people, other individuals an opportunity to let you guys know about what it is that they do, who they are, so on and so forth. Now, this gentleman is a familiar face now. He is a familiar face now to Total Entertainment Radio. So he is locked in with us. For those of you who may not know, who may not caught the first interview. But I have Mr. Taki with me today. He's back. He's back. The Vendor Qonnect.
I had to. It was such a great experience. I had to come back.
I appreciate it. We appreciate you coming back. We appreciate your support. We do. We do. So where we left off is, you let us know about Vendor Qonnect and what you guys are all about. And as far as you being able to help people who are seeking events, vendors for their events, or vendors who are seeking events to be a part of.
It's a two-way street, y'all.
Two-way street.
That's why I gave y'all my Instagram this time. Make life easy.
We got you. Yeah. So I want to go and ask you my question, but I want to get straight to it. To my question that I want to ask. I know.
Until I run out of steam. It's kind of funny. I can't run out of steam. People hate that when I do that. I thought people hate it when I talk over and over. They hate it when I stop. Weird.
Because then it's like, all right, you just gonna stop? Now what? So, do you have an answer to where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Sorry. I bit off more than I could chew right there. My drive through. This is funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my God. That was hilarious. All right, so okay, so that's not necessarily the question, right? The question is, where could I see myself in 5 years?
Okay.
Because the actual answer is I can't, right? Mm-hmm. I could never. I've never formulated a 5-year plan. Mm-hmm. The closest I've ever formulated to a 5-year plan was when I went to college. Because I knew college was a 4-year experience. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing I think. I mean, I guess you get that to high school, right? But even like elementary school, which is crazy because you would think that a first grader probably knows that they're going to high school, right? Mm-hmm. I never thought that far. It was like first grade, okay, second grade, okay, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, high school. Then it became the 4 years, which is I got to graduate high school. So I guess when I graduate, do I want to go to college? Yeah, probably. What college? I don't know. Okay. I didn't even know what college I want to go to until junior year, which I wouldn't recommend to any current high school students. Like, think about it freshman year. Make it part of your graduation plan.
Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah. Because by the time I got there, you already did, I'm an accumulator. So I'll just do and do and do and do and do. And then when it comes time to make the next type of decision, I'll be like, okay, what have I done? And what can I do with that? All right. And that's, and then college was like, I went to college. I didn't know what my major wanted to be. So I went to a school that had all the majors I could think of that I wanted. Mm-hmm. Good at them. And it was like, yeah, we'll just go and see what sticks, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I ended up going to business school. Junior year, I realized I wanted to go to business school. And my sister's godfather, walked me through a sensible way of deciding what school to go to. He was like, well, you want to go to business school? Okay, cool. Well, then let's look up the top business schools. And it was, the Harvards and the Oxfords and the Wharton. And then the University of Michigan was on there. And the job I had been working, I was a golf caddy. they had a program for caddies to get scholarships to schools in your state.
Okay.
And in this state, it was you can get a full ride to either Michigan or Michigan State. And I knew Michigan State was not the sweet one. All offense, it's like like all offense, but no offense. I know it's a lot of people who go there. You know, petty college beef also is something I'm learning to let go of as a not a college adult, but it's so fun and it's so ingrained. But anyway, but yeah, so it was I knew I wanted to go, and I knew Michigan had the one of the best business schools in the world, and so it was like, okay, cool, like I'm in a position to do that. Let me tighten up my position and go for that. So that became my goal. um Got to school. I wasn't in the business school, so then my next 1 year goal was get into the business school. Then I got into the business school, and I didn't know what type of business I wanted to do because my dad never finished high school. My mom went to school for film, and she was more of an artist. She wasn't like a businessy type. So it was like, I don't know the difference between accounting, marketing, operations, finance, blah 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 blah. And so it was like, figure it out now. And then I found out what I wanted to do. Then it was like, okay, what companies are good at this? Then I found out what company it was. Then I went for that company, and I missed it. And then, went back the next year and got it. Uh, it's always you know, is always right there. So a 5-year plan to me has never existed. Um, and
Now, is that purposely done?
What
Is
you
that
mean?
just something like, are you purposely not taking time to really just sit and figure out like where do you see your like what the 5-year plan is? Are you more just a like a year by year type person? Like, okay, well this happened, so let me do this because of
Right.
this. And then whatever happens that year, okay, well that happened. Now I gotta do this and that. This was come next, and so on and so forth.
Mm.
Versus just like having it all together by 2000 this year. This
Right.
is what's gonna happen.
Right. So for me, it's like it's kind of it's a mix of it's all right. That's a great way to ask that question. A horrible way to get me to answer that question, but I'm gonna work on it. It's like, if I think in 5 years, right, then that means that I have to take what I'm doing right now, cancel out everything else, and go to the 5-year version of this thing I'm doing right now, right?
Mhm.
But experience has taught me that if I don't do that, if I just focus on being the very best version of whatever I am right now,
Mhm.
then every time so far, the next thing was better than I ever imagined.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I went to a charter school before charter schools was really popping out here. Like, I went to a charter school. I graduated 8th grade in 2005. So charter schools wasn't popping out here for real till like 2012, 13, 14. Okay. So to be a charter school that long ago is really like not an alternative school based off behavior, but it's an alternative school based off of like it's like a middle ground between homeschooling and traditional schooling, right? It's like
Mhm.
my parents and their friends got together and built a school, or formulated a school, and I went there. So it wasn't the best school, right? So it was like going to Renaissance, going to one of the best high schools in the state, the best high school in the city. Huh, huh, huh. But anyway,
Ooh, don't tell
I
my
don't
my
know.
my colleagues that.
I don't know what the other one's called. We're not even. They ain't paid for this interview, so I don't even
Ooh.
know about that. But going to the best high school in the city was an accomplishment in that
Mhm.
moment, and then it was like, oh, okay, sweet. Now we got to get good at it, because now I'm getting educated at a level I mean, I was prepared for technically, but I wasn't really prepared for. And it's
Mhm.
like I'm dealing with this. And then the same thing with Michigan. Like I said, my father dropped out in 10th grade, and he turned out great. I mean, he ended up living a life. I mean, I almost mirrored his life professionally. Like, he worked in marketing. He had a lot of fun. He moved around a lot, traveled a lot, met a lot of people. Um, but as far as navigating school, he couldn't. Once I got to college, and once I went to one of the best business schools in the country, that was all the advice. All the advice I was getting after that was keep doing your thing, bro. And I'm like, I need help. I need help.
Yeah,
But all that
that's
to say,
dope.
all I could do was be the best at that. And then going into my professional life, it's just been insane. Like, I don't know why I don't like to give examples, but the point is, I never really thought that I could be a creative entrepreneur in some of the spaces that I've been able to do it. I never thought that I could. I never thought that by being a creative entrepreneur in the spaces that I've been doing it, that I would be able to create opportunities for other people the way I have. Like I said, like you saw last time, Vendor Connect was well, I would answer the phone in an interview, like, and be a boss or whatever, but I ain't gonna do that. That'd be, it'd be fun, but no. But Vendor Connect isn't something that I dreamed of. It's just I had worked so many odd jobs at so many festivals and music festivals, and my mom was a stage manager and a director of festivals, and herself a creative entrepreneur. That it's just like it all just kind of came together, and it was like that's what this thing that I'm doing right now can be. Then after 2 or 3 years, 2 years, yeah, of doing Vendor Connect. No, first year I never told you this part of the story. Damn. Okay, y'all, my bad. Um, After the first like 4 months of Vendor Connect operating, it was winter time. It's like October. Our last music festival was going on, and usually winter time is when things slow down. But I just had this feeling like I don't want to find another job right now. I want to see this through. Somebody's doing this full time. I'm gonna figure out how. And so I told myself if I can make it from November to April
Mm-hmm.
as an events entrepreneur, then that means I can do it year round because the summer is slapping. You know what I'm saying? There's always stuff to do in the summer. Um, so I did it. And then it was, oh, you can do this year round. So then now we're going into year two, no reset, just straight up going. And then I got burnt out the end of year two. And it was like, I like this, the scene I'm in, the club scene, the music scene, the festival scene is like, it's a burnout scene. I'm just like exhausted. Like I need to either stop doing this or figure out where I can do this. That's not a burnout.
Mm-hmm.
And so city council, you know, I got a call from one of my buddies who's the policy analyst for one of our city council reps. And he tells me that the council rep for our district is looking for a community person to do community engagement.
Mm.
And is that something I think I can do? And I said, yeah, dude, like I don't throw these parties. I don't throw the parties that you see me at. I don't throw the music festivals that you see me at. I build the infrastructure for them, but I design events. I know how to design events. I've thrown my own events so many times. It's uncountable. Like I don't even count them anymore. I want to, but it would take time that I don't have. Um, so it's like just when what's the point? Just to know. I just say I throw a couple hundred events and there it is. But so it was like, yeah, I can do that. And I did that for a few months and personality clash. I got fired like 5 months in. I really didn't think I would last 3 months. I thought it would be 2 months was an accomplishment, 3 months
Mm-hmm.
was success, and I lasted 4.5 months almost to the day. But all that to say, that's not something I ever thought I would be able to do. Then after that, or in the midst of that or something, I got picked up by this nonprofit that I currently work at to just do their events, just contracts. And it was supposed to be one event. And it was like, well, shoot, it was a one event in May. And it was like, oh, okay, that was awesome. Like, we need to do an event in June. Do you got anything? I'm like, what? And then we went, and then it was, oh, we need one in July too. And I was sitting on this Christmas in July event. And so I just was like, wait, contract. I can keep contracts going. I can work for anybody now. Like, who needs an event? Like, what's up? I will make it. So we doing that. And I never knew that was a possibility. I never knew that you could be the type of person that I consider myself. Kind of like I had a brand for being a party guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I never thought that could translate into a sustainable career that I'm kind of in now and becoming, and like getting into now. So to answer your 2 second question in like what 15 minutes, um, I never created a 5-year plan because it felt like it's a crutch, because it's like, no, just have faith and be the best. Just harness the skill that's working right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get married to it though. Just harness the skills and just see what happens. And I haven't gotten to a place yet where I feel like the universe or God is telling me like, okay, there you go. Now sit still. Like it's no, it's like always like keep building. I just randomly got an opportunity. I just got back from Toronto Sunday, yesterday, right? Is it what's today? No, Sunday. I just got back from Toronto. We did a turnaround trip for this speaking conference that one of my buddies, a public speaker, and now coming off of that, we got requests and see a space to maybe go do events in Toronto. So now it's like international, and or maybe to bring some of the guys who we met there and bring them back to Detroit. And so it's just like, no, like 5 years, like I don't know. Like we might, Elon Musk just about to land on Mars in 5 years. Like I'm not about to limit myself. I'm just gonna stay ready. I just stay ready.
I don't think, I guess depending on what it is that you're doing, right? I don't necessarily see a 5-year plan necessarily. I guess if you are in cosmetics or whatever, and you have one particular goal because this is the very thing that you're focused on, then you want to see this particular thing that you're doing in 5 years. Where would you see it at? I think your 5-year plan could be anything, and I think it can just to be your 5-year plan could be what you just said altogether, or I'm just focused on being the best me, see what happens, whatever. Or else could be, well, I
Well,
want this
I mean
global
that's
business,
like
this business, I want that, I'm gonna have this, that, and the third.
no.
And it may
See, I
not play
think
out that way. And it may not play
no,
out that way.
you good, you good. I'm saying I think that's a cheat code. Because when I say that, like one, I find that black professionals and black hype beasts of all sorts always want to have answers to questions. And one of the
Mhm,
things that me personally, I just was like, I'm just gonna get really comfortable not having answers. That's just part of my thing. So what you just described to me is a 1 day plan. It's a 2 day plan that I can
mhm,
carry out forever. But a 5 year plan to me is there is a 5 year plan. I could say in 5 years I want to own blank and or I want to do blank. And in order to do that in 5 years, then in 3 years I got to do this, and in 1 year I got to do this, and in 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week. Like that's to me a 5 year plan. But what
mhm,
I have is just a lifestyle where it's like, Taki, I live by these principles. Don't burn any bridges unless you feel you should, because fuck anybody, anybody. Nobody is incapable of being excommunicated if need be. Constantly do your best. Constantly, if not showing my best self, show my truest, most honest self. Constantly take opportunities to display, sharpen, sustain, or enhance my skills. Constantly build resources, build connections, and as new things come up, recognize them and then focus your attention in on them.
mhm,
Uh, and try to minimize distraction opportunities. So like even at the conference we just did, I was there in the capacity of a photographer because my buddy, we were pretending to be his media team because I just thought it would be dope. He invited me to the conference. I can work a camera real good. It would be dope. His experience would be better if he had a media team because people look at you different when you got a media team.
mhm,
There was people at the conference like, "Are you a photographer?" I then took some pictures that made me think, "Dang, I could probably sell headshots." But I'm like, no, because that's not my long-term vision. So
mhm,
I'll give it that. I have a long-term concept of a vision, right? But not a plan. But it's like, no,
mhm,
that's not it. Like, just do it. I didn't make them pay for it. I told them the currency was follow me on Instagram and I'll DM you the pictures. They could have unfollowed me instantly. Like, it don't matter. I
mhm,
think that you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my thing. I don't cheat either. I don't lie to myself and say, oh yeah, I got a 5 year plan because I got a 1 week plan and I'm gonna do it. No, I don't have a 5 year plan. I'm almost incapable of making one. And I
mhm,
encourage anyone else who feels a way about not having one to relax and
mhm,
just do what you can.
mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of my
I didn't
thing.
now see. I didn't actually necessarily expect you to have like a 5-year plan. I
Yeah.
think my question, especially for our guests that we have on here, I just like to see like where could you see yourself? Where do you envision yourself?
Where does
Not
God see me in 5
necessarily
years?
not
Where could
necessarily
God
oh
see?
yeah.
Where does the universe?
Yeah.
Where I don't assume I'll be alive in 5 years. I hope it would be nice. You know,
Mhm.
my nieces and nephews, my mom, my siblings, my peers would probably feel happier with that. But I'm just like, what's God's 5 year plan for me? And I don't
Yeah.
ask, I just watch it. You know, because God's imagination is way sweeter than mine. Like
Mhm.
whatever the best, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire in 5 years, and God be like, that's it. Like you broke ass nigga. Fine, here's your million. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Here you go. Like you could have been a billionaire. You could have been a person
Mhm.
with $10 in a bank account, but who owns everything. You could have been the president of the United States. President of the United States not a millionaire. They get paid 400,000 a year. But you wanted to be a millionaire. That was your so here you go, little nigga. Like there you go. I'm like, no, dog. Like show up and show out. Show out. I'm gonna do my best and see what the
Good.
universe your plan is.
I like that. I like that. Because here's
God's
the
five
thing.
year plan. I'm
I
sorry, one
didn't
second.
go ahead.
One second. I'm so sorry. But God's 5 year plan might be for me to be homeless. God's 5 year plan for me might be for me to struggle so crazy, but somewhere in that struggle is a lesson for myself that I get
Mhm.
to reap the benefits of, or it's
Mhm.
a cautionary tale for someone else. And they literally looking at me from across the aisle. They might follow me on Instagram. They might be one of your followers on this interview. And they may be like, damn, I can never be like that guy. And then they go on to do the Elon Musk thing. And I don't feel a way about that. Like if I'm
Mhm.
part of God's plan, I don't care what part it is, as long as it's God's plan. And that's
That's
so
it.
that's kind of my vibes.
That's it. And I
I have
love
5 year plans for smaller things.
it. Mhm.
Like I have 5 year plans for Vendor Connect.
Okay.
Uh, I have 5 year plans for my mentees. I have 5 year plans. You know what I'm saying? Like I have 5 year plans for little things. I have 5 year
Yeah.
plans for Robinhood, for my investment accounts. But I don't have a 5 year plan for myself.
And that's understandable. And that's where I was kind of getting at. So that's good. That's good. I mean, to be honest with you though, radio wasn't my dream. I
Mm,
didn't know what I was doing after high school either.
mm,
I didn't know what college I was going to either. I knew I had a sister that was on her way or that was in Michigan at Michigan State. So it's funny that you said Michigan. We came from a state house. I was a state fan by default.
you feel?
But
I went to
my
Howard. I had to
ooh,
lie to my mama. I did not. I had a full ride to Howard Business School. They put me in the business school. I would
wow.
I would have had to pay $200 a year for a ride, damn near, and they gave me a loan for it, so I wouldn't have had to pay nothing. I'd have had $800 in student loans right now, and I'd have been in the business school, but I had to lie to my mama because I wanted to go to Michigan's business school, and I didn't get in. I just got into the regular school, so I couldn't tell
Mhm.
her. I
I
didn't tell her till after I denied them and said yes to Michigan, and she dropped me off on campus.
I
Like, just
get
for the
that.
record, I did apply, I did get in, but I'm on a different mission. I got a different
Yeah. Yeah.
situation.
I ended up getting into mental health, and that was because my aunt was working there, and so I went the mental health route. Was working in
Mm,
for a facility, a group home, and then from there started working in a mental health, actual psychiatric hospital, for a few years, and then somehow I transitioned to radio. But that's because in the midst of this we started a production company because my partner is a playwright. So how are we going to get these
mm,
plays off the ground? We need to reach the people. Well, what's a way to reach the people? Radio is a good way to reach the people. Okay, so let's start there. And we kind of grew from there. I always just thought I was going to help people, and then when I got that first job, I'm like, this is it. I was zoomed in to my only way of helping people would be mental health and helping the people in the
mm,
mental health field and my patients and this and that. And I love working with them. I do.
mm, mm,
And
mm.
it was like God was just like, yeah, I'm about to put you somewhere else. And
You know?
you're still helping, but
Mm.
I still get to help everybody who I want to help. And I'm
Yeah,
not limited to who I help.
that's the thing, and that's see, you sound more kind of like okay, weather going crazy. Like I feel like people like it's a good thing, dog. I don't want to crap on people who do have very strict plans, right? That's a
Yeah.
type of person. And that's good. That's good for the economy. That's good for like everybody can't just be a fly by night person, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
any building I'm in, any city I'm in is held together by people who are like, I'm about to do this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've met so many kids and I've been that kid and been around that kid where people were like, oh, if you don't got your this together, then you're doomed. And it's
Yep.
like, no, because a lot of y'all was lying. A lot of
Yeah.
y'all, while y'all was saying that shit, didn't have y'all shit together. And y'all was just on some grass is greener,
Yep.
dang, if I planned it. I know people who I ain't even gonna say it because they would know exactly who I was talking about. And I ain't even gonna do that to them. But the point is, like, I just wanted to show people, like, no, watch me go on faith on myself and trust my instincts. And I get everything that you think you gotta suck up to
Mm-hmm.
whoever and do this for. And then you know what I'm saying? And it didn't work because I didn't change nobody's mind about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to grow out of that part too. Like I'm not got to convince nobody that my way is the right way. It's right for me. And
Yeah.
anybody who it resonates with, I just want them to be like, oh snap, like there's another option. Like if I'm bad at school, I can
There.
still be successful. If I'm, good at school, I can still fail. If I fail, I can still be fine. If I
Yep.
turn down this school and go to this school, like school ain't the whole story. Like I got another 60 years after school. That's the story. And like, so like, I just be wanting to be a positive example to the alternatives, but they got to know it still takes dedication. I tried to work smart, not hard, my way through life for a long time, and eventually all that it met me with failure, punched me in the throat, and it was like, no, 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 you gotta work hard, smart. Like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta work hard, smart. You gotta work hard and have a plan. Or you know what I'm saying. You gotta have no plan and just work really, 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 really hard. So yeah, it's a ramble gang at that point. But anyway, you get what I'm saying.
I got you. I got you.
Example
So
to people
so
who
you
wasn't
gotta
standard
you
issue success stories.
well you gotta let everybody know before I let you go how they can stay in
Hmm?
contact with you and connect with you.
I'm about to change my name then. All right, so y'all got the Vendor Connect. That's for the vendors. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to do events, then that's boom. If you want to see the story, you want to see the life, you want to see the LOLs, whatever, then there it is right there. It's the TV show. So as you know, my name is Taki Vernon. It's not very clever, but when your name is TV, it's like when your name is TV and your life is a show, then it's like go for it. So there it is. It's TV dot the show. You follow me on Instagram, see some stuff, and you kind of get behind the scenes a little bit. That's more of the party vibes. That's more of the events. I'm very terrible at actually announcing my events, so that's not gonna make it no better. But you might see them after the fact, or you might hear about them on my Instagram. Uh, so yeah, whatever is clever.
Whichever is clever. You guys, y'all
Follow
heard
me
it
on
here.
IG, TV got the show. You know what I'm saying? We got music out on all streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? My new video gonna drop this week. We just filmed it in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Right on Nassau Street. You know what I'm saying? By the Metro. It was vibes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my dog, Mr. Dot Get After It Now. That's Mr. Dot Get After It Now for sponsoring the trip and holding us down. We had a ball, man. And shout out to the DTI Takeover Show, Detroit Total Entertainment. Somehow stands DTI. I don't know. I don't know what it stands for. I don't know.
Desire to inspire. Desire
That's
to inspire is
where's
what
that
that
at? You
stands
got
for.
all
That's
these
what the
acronyms.
DTI.
They don't say desire to inspire nowhere.
No, it doesn't. That's what the DTI stands for. The
That's wrong.
Desire to Inspire Takeover Show.
Ah, yeah.
Brought to you
That's what
by
we do, man. We
by.
desire to inspire.
That's it. So y'all
Appreciate
make
you having me back and holding it down.
this was fun. No problem. Y'all make sure y'all continue to rock with Total Entertainment Radio as well.
And if
Facebook
you
Total.
haven't got your interview yet, yo, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a person with an opinion, but especially if you're an entrepreneur, I encourage you to sit down. She creates a great vibe. It's very great vibes over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not back for no reason.
Yeah, let them Oh, thank you. I hope y'all heard it. I hope y'all heard it here first on Total Entertainment Radio. So it's not just me. It's not just us telling you. We have a witness himself. Y'all heard it from him, from his mouth. Thank you. We appreciate you once again. Like I said, y'all continue to follow us. Check out the site www.totalentradio.com. Hit the TER radio button to listen to Total Entertainment Radio. Let us know what you think. I mean, while you there, we got a business feature page where you can check out some awesome entrepreneurs, some authors on there, your life coaches on there, see what they're talking about, see what they got going on their platforms as well. And that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, everybody, I'm your girl, Miss Kayla. We signing out for the day. That's it.